Hi, I'm Amber with AAA Scholarship Foundation, and I'm the statewide community outreach coordinator in Arizona. Today, we're going to talk about our verification report and the process that relates to that. Before we do so, let's take a look at our website. So here's our website, AAAscholarships.org. And if you come over here to schools, the tab at the top, and it'll drop down, click Arizona. There's a plethora of resources here, and I highly suggest that you take some time to review this. Quite a bit of information. There's a video tutorial here for scholarship application, some information in regards to COVID. But if you scroll down just a little bit further, we're going to talk about our 2020-2021 payment schedule for our Arizona scholarship. So it's income-based and our disabled displaced scholarship. This is our payment schedule. So what we do is we will send a verification report. We send this 4 times a year, so it goes out quarterly. We will email it to school staff. We'll email it to the email that we have on file. So it's really important that your school contacts are current, so that way you don't miss anything. Our first one is going to be mailed on September the 4th. I'm sorry, emailed on September the 4th. If you don't receive it on that date, that means there's a problem. So please communicate, contact us, let us know we haven't received your verification report. On that report, which we're going to talk about it, I'm going to show you a sample, but it will be due the following Thursday on September the 10th. So you'll need to make sure that form is signed and completed and sent to us by September the 10th. If we do not receive it by this date, you may not receive your first payment distribution in time. What would happen is it would be combined with the next payment distribution. And then it is this verification report that we generate our payment from. So once we've received this verification report, we will use that form, we'll calculate and generate our payments. So what we do is we will mail those payments out on September 15th. That will be that first payment distribution. It's going to be mailed to the school. There'll be multiple, there'll be a check per student that is enrolled in your school and is a recipient of our scholarship. And it'll be made out to the parent. So it'll be parent A will be listed on the check, but mailed to you. So it is on their behalf. So what you'll do is as soon as you receive the checks, you will contact that parent, let them know that the check is in. They need to come in, endorse it. Your school endorses it and then deposits it. So that's pretty much the process. Feel free to ask if you have any questions. And I will tell you the family has, I believe, 5 days to complete that, if not 2 weeks, to sign that check. So you really want to make sure that it is signed within the timely manner. And then we have payment 2, 3, and 4. So you do want to make sure that you do plug this into your calendar. It's essential. So that way you as a staff can anticipate when that verification report is coming out, when it's due, and essentially when the payments are going to be made, so you can contact your families and let them know that they can anticipate that they'll need to come and endorse the checks. And then we have our disabled displaced for those of you who receive, that have students that are on scholarship with a disabled displaced scholarship. It's the same exact payment date. So just wanted to briefly touch on that because I feel it's important that you see what that looks like. Let's take a look at our student with our verification report. So this is what we're looking at right here. AAA Scholarship Foundation academic year 2020-2021 first payment verification report. We also call it a VR. That's another acronym. You know, in education, we like to do that. And it has returned by Thursday, September 10th. So this is actually one that will go out. It's a sample of the one that you will receive on September 4th and show that it's due on September 10th. I'm actually going to zoom into this one so we can see it a little bit better. Has your school name listed here. If that's not your school, please let us know. This information that's highlighted in the yellow is crucial, and many times I feel like people miss this. They don't read it, so I'm just going to read it. If a student is not listed here on this form, what this form is going to do is it's going to list all of the students that are enrolled at your school that are on scholarship with us, that have received a scholarship. So if they're not listed here, and they should be because you believe that they should have received a scholarship, what you'll do is you'll send a school commitment form, it's called an SCF, along with this verification report to AAA to include them on future verification reports if they're eligible. So if you have a student who you believe should be on this form and they're not, again, do not write them in. It even says it in all caps. Do not write in missing students, please. It just throws off our system. And then complete, so you want to make sure that you send in their school commitment form if they have one and include that in the email. Just let us know, hey, we thought that they would be on this list. They're not. Can you make sure that they will be? Do they qualify? And just checking their status, okay? If you have a student who's listed on here who shouldn't be, you can cross them out and then explain it in the email when you send this back, explain what's going on. And then if they were at one time enrolled but are no longer, you can submit a student withdrawal form. And I'll scroll down, that's at the end of this form. We'll talk about that shortly. But what you're going to find here, you have P, it's P for parent, so it'll have their parent first name, P for parent, parent's last name, and then over here, S, the student's first name, S is for student's last name. So it's going to have a list of all of the students that are listed, that are attending your school and are recipients of our scholarship. It's going to have the payment amount listed here. It's not going to be the full amount. Again, remember, this is going to be divided into 4. So this is going to be payment 4 listed here, unless we have any issues where someone has a combined payment amount. And that would be on a case-by-case basis. That would certainly not be for payment number 1. If you think there's a discrepancy in that payment amount, again, don't cross anything out on here. Send us an email when you send this verification report back to Lupe, our program director, which is the person who would have sent you this in the first place. Attendance. Attendance is crucial. Again, our donors donate and we award scholarships based on the expectation that and the understanding that students are going to be attending private school. So attendance is essential. So here's where you would list the number of days absent for the school year. If it's 0, enter 0. Please don't leave anything blank. We assume that you accidentally missed it. So please make sure that you write that in. And then looking over here in this last column, check yes if the family is current on their part of the tuition. If no, enter the amount that is due to your school and do not enter what AAA pays. So if they are, if the scholarship is for $5,600 and we're making a payment and you've put the difference of what is owed over here, even though they are a scholarship recipient, that would not be correct. What you would do is, let's say that your tuition is $6,000, our scholarship maybe, let's say the award amount is for $5,600. Over here is where you would show that they are responsible for the difference only if they're not current, okay? If they're yes, they're current, you'll just mark yes. If they're not, you'll mark no and provide the amount. The parents are responsible if they have a tuition, a financial portion that they're responsible for, they do agree to take care of that. That's part of the school commitment form that they sign. So you are welcome to give us a call, let us know that, and we will be happy to reach out to your families to let them know that they are in jeopardy of losing their scholarship if they don't take care of their financial portion. It's really, really important. Sorry, my highlighter is a little wonky today. Please make sure that this report is completed and signed. So it's going to be signed by school staff and dated. And then just some fine print here that we'll review just because a lot of people tend to miss it. I certify that I have carefully and accurately answered all of the questions required above. I understand that providing misinformation is grounds for discontinuing all future scholarship payments to my school. Furthermore, I understand that AAA Scholarship is not responsible for payments to families or schools that fail to adhere to our guidelines. So please, please, please refer to our website that I just showed you. Take a look at that handbook and make sure that you and your families adhere to the guidelines. I agree to notify AAA scholarship immediately if a recipient student is expelled or voluntarily withdrawals from the school. That's that student withdrawal form that we're going to talk about in just a moment. And lastly, I understand AAA scholarship agrees to pay the amounts listed above, prorated according to the appropriate time period for each student who meets scholarship program requirements. So sometimes we do feel or there's a need to prorate based on when the student attended, if they're withdrawing, that kind of thing. And so you'll making sure that you understand that. So again, staff signs and dates. You're going to email it or fax it. I highly suggest to email it to Lupe at AAAscholarships.org. Lupe is our Arizona program director. Again, I am Amber at AAAscholarships.org, and I am the statewide community outreach coordinator. Both of us can help you always, but as far as processing these forms, these are going to go to Lupe. So that takes care of the verification report. Let's quickly look at the student withdrawal form. Every time you receive this verification report, you will always receive a student withdrawal form. So please make sure this is completed within 5 days of the student withdrawing or giving notification of withdrawal. We pay both ahead and arrears. We want to make sure that the parent has time to come in and sign the check if there is still payment that's to be owed. So we want to make sure we take care of that. So please complete this form correctly. It's very self-explanatory. Ask for the student's name, the guardian's name, the school. We do ask when the student began attending class and then when their last day of the school year was and reason for withdrawal. And then the parent's going to sign, the school staff is going to sign. If you have a parent who is actually forfeiting this scholarship, if you know that they are leaving your school and they're going to go to a public school or they're moving to another state, they must contact us to let us know that they are forfeiting that scholarship. So they can always use the 800 number that we have, or you can always provide them with my email or phone number, and I'll be happy to talk to them. I think that concludes everything for our verification report. Again, my name is Amber with AAA Scholarship Foundation, and I thank you for joining us, and thank you for your partnership in making academic achievement accessible.